Bam! Welcome to the Jared Williams Show. My name is Jared. I scaled my business to $5 million a year in revenue. This is Joel, who doesn't own a plumbing business. He's a cool enough dude, though, so we let him hang around.
Heck yeah.
Today, we're going to talk about how you can spend less on marketing and how I spend my marketing budget, maybe.
Dude, I'm enthralled. I'm ready to go.
We'll share some strategies that we use and how we measure our marketing and what we're looking at to make our marketing more effective. There's more to it than just what you think.
I'm actually excited for this conversation now that I just had time to actually think about what we're talking about.
Okay, but first, what's up?
Dude, that's a good question. Nothing. It's really hot out. All of our families are going to the beach without us. You believe that?
I'm fine. I'm totally cool with that.
I mean,
that's like my ideal world is families at the beach and I'm at home.
Ayla's always like, can't you just like come work from the beach? And I think about it, I'm like, I guess I could hotspot, but if anybody has ever tried to look at their computer in the glaring sun, it's pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
And has anybody ever taken a laptop to a sandy and wet location? Also probably not a good idea.
Best.
If anybody has ever tried to have a conversation with lots of wind in the background,
Yep.
also,
If you've ever tried to use your computer out in the gleaming sun, you'll notice it overheats as well.
yeah. And if you take it to the beach, it'd be overheating in like 10 minutes.
So you could take my van out there.
Oh yeah.
And then you
like
could just
park
work
there.
in my van.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't like you'd be more comfortable at home.
Actually, I would be down because sometimes I'll go work outside. Like I'll go work in the sun. Yeah. Change up the location.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get bored of sitting in the same office. So I got to change it up.
Dude, I just come in here and get in the zone.
Yeah.
Lately I've been throwing because did I tell the story about my headphones?
Just to me, but I don't think you told it to the world.
Oh, the world is about to get a story.
Ooh, dude, I love story time.
So I was flying back from Fairbanks last time I flew back, and I have like a cheap pair of Skull Candy headphones.
Over the years?
Over the years. I don't do in-ears. I don't like them. They hurt my ears.
Yeah.
And I've typically have been like an anti-headphone person because I like to hear my surroundings.
Yeah.
And I forgot, but the only time I wear headphones is on the plane.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
I like the sound deadening.
Mhm.
And it just makes the plane ride so much nicer.
You don't really have to be aware of your surroundings on the plane because you're pretty much just sitting
You're
there.
kind of trying to zone out, right? And so I thought I left my headphones back in Fairbanks. Forgot to put them in my bag. Turns out I put them in my suitcase like an idiot. So I have these Skull Candy headphones. They're okay.
Yeah.
Like for how much money I have, you think I would like buy nicer stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't typically buy nice stuff. It's
Right.
just how I am. Unless I really care about it, then I go all in and buy nice stuff. And I'm like, crap, I need some headphones. Well, my manager had been using the new Apple, whatever their iPod Pro Max super headphones, whatever they
Yeah,
are.
that's what they're called.
Is it?
No.
I don't know what they're called.
They're pretty close. Something like
The
that.
over-the-ear headphones. And he's like, dude, these are awesome. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And so I'm sitting on the plane. I have a 3-hour plane ride. Actually, it's like a 5-hour plane ride. I went straight from Fairbanks to Chicago. And I get the headphones.
Hold on. Fairbanks to Chicago?
Yeah,
Is that a new line?
Dude, in the summer, you can go Fairbanks to Chicago, Chicago to Pensacola,
Whoa.
or vice versa.
Wow.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Usually I got to go to Dallas, then to Seattle, and then to Fairbanks.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's way better. And it's on Delta as well,
Okay.
which typically I can get first class seats for. Whereas
Nice.
when I fly Alaska Airlines, I can never get a first class seat.
They're just not available?
Yeah, never. Always full.
Gotcha.
What was that?
I'm working on new noises for the podcast.
Turn it into a
If you looked
chipmunk or
at
something?
if you looked at my schedule today, I had 1 hour blocked after lunch for noise practices for the podcast.
For the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
well,
the best I came up with.
You
in
might
an
want to
hour.
increase that to 2 hours.
Okay, got it,
'Cause
boss. 2 hours of noise practicing.
We need some better noises than that.
Well, you don't like. This is gonna be one of those episodes where somebody's gonna be in the comments being like, "Oh my god."
They can't even write that.
They can't even write. If they can write, if they can spell, we'll promise we'll get to the point quicker in the next episode if somebody can spell.
And we'll give them a job.
To make better noises?
Well,
are you gonna give my job? Oh, damn it.
You go.
You can get Joel's job.
If they can spell that, they're probably more talented. So,
dude, that's actually fair. I would bequeath my job to them.
Okay, so I'm on the plane. I get the headphones that they give you that you have to plug in. Dude, I swear those make the plane noise louder because you have like a cord directly connected to like the plane.
Yeah.
And you can barely hear anything. So I'm trying to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And I can't hear anything. I'm like, God, this is dumb. So I get to Chicago and they have a headphone store in the airport in Chicago. I got there early and then my plane leaving was late. And I went into the headphone store and I was looking at the headphones. And this lady was awesome. I'm just going to say that. And she's a fine example of what most store salespeople should do, but don't. And the outcome that happened just because she took these few small actions. I walked in, I'm looking at the headphones. They have a lot of headphones. It's a headphone store. And she goes, "Hey, can I help you with anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I need some headphones." And she goes, "Well, what's your budget?" I said, "I don't have a budget. Sell me the most expensive headphones you got." And she goes, "Okay, that'd be these ones." And they don't even have them like out on the shelf because they don't want to get them stolen. And I said, "Cool, give me those." And I agreed because my manager said they were awesome.
Yeah, you had a recommendation.
I thought, okay, they're the most expensive. This lady said they're cool. My manager said they're cool. Can't go wrong. Go to the checkout counter, and she's like, grabs them from the back, comes back up, rings them up, adds the tax, $600. And I was like, holy.
What did you think they were going to be?
I had no idea. But $600 for headphones, that's still ridiculous to me.
Yeah, $600 that's like the most I've ever spent on headphones. And those are like some fancy in-ear monitors.
You've spent money on that much money on headphones?
Yeah, I got
for like music.
Yeah. So I got some fancy in-ear monitors that were really nice when you play drums.
That was probably you probably could have spent your money on something better.
It was like 10 years ago too. Like $600
you
10 years
didn't have
ago.
any money.
I saved for a year. Like
to buy those?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like I had Christmas presents. I was like, just give me cash for these headphones. It took me a long time to get there.
Nice. Well, I mean, that I'll give you kudos for that.
Yeah.
So I look at her and I go, "Those are some expensive headphones." And she looks up at me like all worried.
Yeah.
She's like, "Do you still want to buy them?" And I said, "Hell yeah."
Yeah, she was like, "You literally said you had no budget. What did you expect to happen?"
It was funny. So I walk out and I'm like, these better be some good headphones.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the lady. If I would have walked in that store and that lady had not said, "Hey, can I help you with something?" And me go, "Yeah, I need some headphones," I would have walked in that store, saw all the options, and I would have left.
Sure. I
wouldn't have bought headphones. I'd been like, ugh, what a pain in the butt. I would have probably ended up finding the AirPod Maxes, but they would have been in the back. And the extra effort of having to like go say, "Hey, do you have any of these in the back?" And I want blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't have done it. And I would have left. And my plane ride from Chicago to Pensacola would have been miserable. So not only did this lady, by just asking me a simple question and helping me out, make the company whatever the margin is on those headphones, which I'm guessing is probably pretty decent. She also saved me a miserable plane trip from Chicago to Pensacola.
Yeah.
She's a saint in my mind. Also, when I said, "Holy crap, those are some expensive headphones," she could have said, "Well, we have some cheaper options."
Yeah.
But she asked the question, "Do you still want them?"
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't back down.
I wasn't going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Of course I want them.
Yeah. I mean, you've already been this
I want to
far.
be consistent with my previous actions, right? So kudos to that lady. And honestly, that's like one of the biggest lessons that I learned early on in going to people's houses and performing work at their house is to ask for the sale. She asked for the sale. Do you still want these? When you go to somebody's house and you just say, "Well, we can do this. It's going to cost this much." And you're like quiet.
Sure. Yeah. You leave it.
People don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They just go, maybe I'll wait. What you need to do is ask them, would you like me to get this done for you today?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That one simple trick, like that one thing, just asking for the sale, has made me incredible amounts of money. Incredible. And it's so easy. Just a thought. Okay, back to our zoning out, paying attention.
I'm locked in, man.
I was working. I work in one spot. I put my headphones on now and I turn on the noise canceling.
Yeah.
Dude, I can zone in on anything. It's rad.
Sometimes when I was doing more work with doing Plum Social stuff, which is just like you sit there and you do creative stuff for like hours at a time, I would work with headphones on, and that was really nice. I couldn't do it the whole time because I just get fatigued brain and I just need to take a break. But sometimes you just like lock in.
Yeah.
All it is you and the work and whatever's happening in your headphones.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music when you work? Listen to nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Cool. So I
put my phone,
noise cancel?
I disconnect the Bluetooth on my phone and I turn it on silent and I set it far enough away to where I can't see it. And then I just work.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And you just have the noise canceling, so it's just like a silent box.
Nothing can bother me. It's rad.
That's cool.
I love it. It's like a new hack.
Yeah.
It's like a world hack.
Productivity hacks.
Productivity hacks. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about, marketing. And the reason I want to talk about it is there's a lot of people spending a lot of money on marketing.
Yes, that is true.
And they probably don't feel like they're getting a good return out of it.
That is definitely true.
And we need to talk about what to do about that.
True.
Because most people that I've talked to aren't looking at it from the right angle. They don't have the right perspective on it that's going to allow them to grow their business further. And we're going to have the people in our comments, I guarantee it, that are like, you don't need marketing to grow your business, blah, 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 blah. That's partly true. Partly true. You could go out there and do a bang-up job and take care of your customers and provide them with more value than the dollar amount that they paid you. And you can grow your business word of mouth. However, it's going to be extremely slow. If you want to speed up your growth, you combine that with some marketing, and all of a sudden you can grow a lot faster at a much better rate. And you don't have to wait your whole life to make millions of dollars.
Seems to me also that word of mouth, it exists, but it seems that it's not as predictable.
No, it's not.
Like or maybe it's harder to scale.
True. It's not going to be as predictable.
It's like, because marketing, at least,
you can turn it on and off. I mean, in some sense, you're in the, you're in the home service business. It's not a predictable business to be in.
Yeah, even with marketing in place and stuff.
There's things you can do to make it predictable, and we'll talk about those as well. Okay. If we're going to talk about marketing and spending money on marketing, first we have to know, are we spending too much?
True. Or can you phrase that as like, are we spending too much, or how much do we spend to begin?
How do we know if we're spending too much money on marketing?
If you spend too much money on marketing, it's probably because you just ran out of money. Right? Is that how you know? Because you run out.
You're out of money.
And then that's how you know you spend too much.
Gotta shut the business off. I spent too much money.
Yeah, you got the marketing agency and then you just ran up the bill and then you ran out of money. That'd be a good way to spend too much money.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Right? Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'll take that.
Dude, I think I just won.
I had to shut down my business. I spent too much on marketing.
I kind of think I just overspent on marketing. I opened up. The marketing company said it's going to be $3,000 to start, and I said, let's do $87,000 because that's all I got.
That's what
Let
I got.
Her rip. Let her rip.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
I'm ready for every call you got. Do you know
what's funny about that is it would probably work.
I know. I was actually going to ask you, what do you think would happen if you did that?
I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go to my marketing company. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to my marketing company, and they're gonna make me the brand and the website, and the landing pages, and the Facebook headers, and all of my assets. I'm actually gonna run my own ads. I'm gonna have them.
Are you gonna run your own ads across everything, Facebook and Google? And
no, I'm gonna have them run my Google display ads.
Oh, real quick, let's give some context, because this is for Prospector, or is this for a different company?
I'm gonna start a business down here.
Okay, gotcha.
And I've been thinking about how I'm gonna advertise it a lot, and I'm gonna do a very similar thing to what I did in Fairbanks, because it works.
Yeah,
and it works in any market. And so I've already, like, Pensacola is like 500,000 people in the area, 600,000, something like that. There's tons of opportunity here, as far as I can tell.
Yep.
And so I have identified an area, a much smaller area of Pensacola, that I would like to serve first.
What were the factors that made you choose that area?
So number one, it's a higher middle income, or middle income and like upper range middle income. There's some like wealthy people in the area, but not a whole bunch. It's not like down on the beach where all the wealthy people live. It's still like middle income, blue collar. They're busy people. They have bills to pay. They got to go to work. They don't got time to fix their stuff. And they want somebody they can call and rely on to get there and get it done. Okay. It's also got a bunch of older homes in the area. So I know they have problems.
Sure.
Okay. Tons of problems. So I know there's going to be good call volume there. It's also a small enough area to where I don't have to spend enormous amounts of money to get people to know who I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my ads. Man, do I want to give away my ads? I've been thinking a lot about ads, because we make a lot of social media, shorts and creatives and things like that. And people probably don't know this, but we actually script all of that stuff. Probably 99% of it we script. And we go through the scripts because we're trying to create something that gets views so that we can get attention, because attention is what sells. When you have the attention, you can sell that attention stuff, right? And so that's what we do. That's essentially what you need to do with your plumbing business. You need to get their attention, let them know who you are, and then you can sell them stuff, right? When they need you, they call you. It's why Coca-Cola runs ads just to get your attention. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, because if people forget, like we all do forget that you exist, then they're never, how are they going to call? They're going to call somebody else because their attention is grabbed by somebody else's advertisement.
Yeah. So, and the whole game of ads has always been attention this whole time. It's just where you get the attention moves.
Real quick, tell me what you think of this thought.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Yelp, Angie's List do not produce the greatest of customers.
Yes.
Do you think that's associated because those are just strictly lead gen? Like there isn't really an advertising component to them.
Yeah.
It's just you're purchasing a lead that is actually, Yelp is getting the attention.
Yeah.
And I'm just like spitballing, right? I don't really know how it works, but it's like Yelp is getting the attention with their brand Yelp for people to then look through Yelp to find you, the nameless plumber, because they're not actually finding, they're like, Yelp is just taking your information, who's looking for their plumbing problem to be solved, and then putting that out to a bunch of plumbers.
People use Yelp. This is just my opinion, obviously, but in my experience, people use Yelp specifically because they think the plumbers who can afford Google are too expensive. And so they go to Yelp to find the cheaper guys. Once you get a call from Yelp and you're not the cheaper guys, they get pissed.
Yeah.
It's not all the time, but a lot of times. So that's my experience. It's like there's a different class of customers using Yelp than there are using Google. They're different people.
And that just must be their experience to even identify the difference between somebody they find on Google versus somebody they find on Yelp.
Yep. And then like Angie's List and Home Advisor and those ones, they're going there because they're trying to find the cheapest plumber. Yeah. They're trying to get the best deal. Otherwise, they would just use Google and find the guy with the most reviews who looks legit.
Now,
then call them and see if they answer their phone.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with those platforms, like because I've never used Yelp or Angie's or anything. When you're looking for a business on there, do you see their logos, their colors, their anything? Like, is there any advertising advantage to being on those platforms?
Yelp, there is. I don't know about Angie's List and Home Advisor, because I feel like it's like the customer submits the work and then all the contractors get to bid on it.
Yeah,
it's like when I was, those things were around,
based upon their budgets, how their budgets are set by their agreements with the agency or whatever.
So I signed up for one in the very beginning called Porch. I don't even know if they're still around. Yeah. And Porch would go call around in Fairbanks, Alaska, and get a bunch of plumbers to hop on their app. A customer would submit work they need, and then you would submit back to the customer a price range. And then the customer would look at all the price ranges and pick the one that they like, right? So it's literally based off price.
Yeah, that sucks.
Impossible to make money.
Yeah, because the customer's going to be like, cool, $60.
Yeah, somebody's always going to be cheaper than you.
Yeah.
Doesn't it, like somebody, and if somebody's not cheaper than you, you got problems, right? You got way bigger problems than the wrong advertising platform. Just stop advertising, because you got to fix that problem first. So yeah, and it's not a good spot to go.
Like the thought that I'm trying to link up is, since advertising is really getting attention, informing the customer that you exist, then dumping money into something that doesn't do any of that doesn't seem like a good place to put your money.
No, not at all. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, if you could avoid buying leads altogether and only do brand awareness, you'd be way ahead.
Why don't companies do that?
Because it's slow, it takes time, and it takes money. Buying leads is quick and it's fast. Still takes money, but you recoup it quick, right? So I spend money on ads, like brand awareness ads today, and I don't see a return on them for 6 months, maybe even a year.
Sure.
Right?
Can you measure the return from your brand awareness?
No.
That's another thing that's tough. And I remember when we did Plum Social stuff, like,
you can try.
Sure.
People want to see it, but the smart ones know it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my ad strategy. And this is literally all I'm going to do. I have a small audience that I've already identified. It's an area. I know exactly the longitude and latitude of where the pin is and the radius around that pin. And I'm going to run ads on Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to run YouTube ads, and I'm going to run Google display ads. And all of the ads are going to take people to a specific landing page that has all of my pixel data on it, my Google data, retargeting data, and then we're going to retarget them on Google and Facebook and YouTube. So if they ever interact with anything, we just mass media them with stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've been thinking about ads if I want to run. A lot of people want to run offers. So like, hey, we're running a discount on this, or $200 off this. Click this ad to claim this coupon. Which seems useful because you get the person to take an action, right? To go get the coupon. You can send them to a landing page, and then you can retarget them. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to attract the customer that wants the coupon.
Sure. Yeah, they just in it for the discount.
Correct.
Especially if they're like the customer who knows that what's happening here, and they're like, I'm just going to get the discount.
Correct.
And then nothing else.
Correct. So I've written a couple video scripts, back to like we write scripts to make videos. And so we've gotten pretty good at that, right? For my personal brand of writing scripts that get views, that get attention, that we can sell people stuff. I have a couple scripts. You want to hear them?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I have 2 so far, and I'll think of more. But ideally,
yeah, that's good.
Ideally, I'll have 4 of, some funny scripts, some like funny videos that grab attention.
Sure.
And then I'll have like 4 of somebody saying something good about my business, like a customer or an employee. And then I'll have one where it's just like random shots of somebody in my uniform doing plumbing work with maybe a couple reviews that scroll across the screen and somebody reading them in a very exciting tone.
Yeah.
So not myself.
Yeah.
So my first commercial is going to be, and I don't have the script, so this is going to be, I'm going to remember it the best I can. The company's going to be called Wahoo Plumbing, possibly. And so the idea is that I want to have a guy say, Wahoo, right? And just get that one little thing of just some guy just super excitingly, Wahoo. And there's going to be, I'm going to have somebody say like, it's going to be a girl like talking on the phone to her girlfriend. And she's going to say something about her plumbing broke. She's like, I called Wahoo and they answered the phone right, you know, after the first ring, and it's going to flip to the guy going, Wahoo. And then there's going to be something else about our company that we do really well. Yeah, and they got here within like an hour. It's going to flip to the guy, Wahoo.
Is each cut, is the guy going to be like on top of a mountain? Like on top
something.
of a roof?
We got to do something like that, right? Something funny to attract, to like keep the eyes moving around. Keep it funny.
Bigger
And she's basically going to go through like all the reasons why you would hire my company, because we actually answer the phone. We actually show up to your house on time. The guy who comes is really professional. We give upfront pricing. The work was done just like we said it was. And now your plumbing works, right? And the whole time, the Wahoo guy is going to be really excited. Wahoo. The other one, I'm going to steal something from, there's an ad campaign here. Size Matters. Morgan and Morgan. Biggest law firm in the United States that I know of. Okay. And they have billboards that literally says size matters. Morgan and Morgan. It's the most genius billboard on the planet.
And they'll play with like modern day events.
And this is a huge, extremely professional law firm.
I think wasn't one of their billboards like size matter, and didn't they put like a Trump's face over like somebody? Like there's something where they made it look kind of janky, but it's still like hit and it's still cut. And
there's one with like Texas over the United States. There's there's a few of those. They're funny. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film an ad, and it's gonna be a girl again on the phone who's gonna be like, yeah, size matters. And then it's gonna switch to like a Wahoo plumbing employee going, here at Wahoo, we don't care how small the job is. We'll work on anything. Right? Just to grab their attention and say something funny. It'll be awesome. Okay. So I'm going to make those ads. I'm going to put those ads on Facebook. Instagram.
Oh, so instead of giving, because we were talking about like instead of giving like a discount or a coupon or something.
No discounts. No coupons.
Gotcha.
It's just going to be that funny ad with a button that says learn more. So if they're like, man, this company sounds funny, and they click the button, they go to my website. Now we can retarget them. I haven't given them any discounts or any coupons or anything. They just know I'm the plumbing company in town with the good ads.
And now they're going to be hit with lots
and now they're going to be hit with lots and lots of ads
for a long time,
so that they know who we are and that we exist. And guess who they're going to call when they have a plumbing problem?
Well, you, because they don't know anybody else.
They're going to call Wahoo Plumbing because nobody else advertises.
They don't. Not like that.
No.
Like, and I told this story a while back when I picked up that gym membership in town. The only ad that I saw from a gym was that guy's ad. And I said, this is the only ad for a local gym in town.
And what happened was you wanted to go to a gym and you saw their ad and you're like, I've been wanting to go to a gym. Right? And so instead of going to Google to search for gyms and try to find one that seemed legit.
I never touched Google. I was literally on Instagram.
You went straight to the gym.
And I saw an ad and I was like, oh, wow, this looks, and what attracted me to the ad is I was like, this looks like a quality ad. Actually, what I said is, this looks like a Hermosi ad. And I already had an association with Alex Hermosi's gym launch and good gym. So I was like, I bet you I should check this gym out. And then I checked it out, and then they sold me a gym membership for a short amount of time.
There you go. Making money. So I'm going to run those ads on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to that very small audience. That's it. Maybe some OTT in there.
How do you know how much money to put behind that?
However big the audience is. So my rule of thumb is like, if there's 10,000 people, I'm going to spend $1,000 on Facebook. And I'll spend $1,000 on, depending on how big the audience is, on YouTube. I'll spend X amount of money on YouTube.
What if, what if you don't get a return on it?
I will.
How do you know if you're going to get a return?
Because that's the only advertising I'm going to do other than just like being part of the community and some direct mail. I'm going to mix direct mail in there as well.
So you're not going to like start with like a PPC campaign or anything like that, or?
Nope. I'm going to try and do it without pay-per-click.
Gotcha. Interesting. So just go straight brand building.
Straight brand building. Yeah. I'm going to build the brand. That's it. And we're going to go to your house and we're going to absolutely be the best service you've ever experienced at a reasonable price, which we can talk about. A fair price.
There we go.
How about that?
$150 an hour?
Oh my gosh. For a fair price. Fair price is my guys get paid well and I make good profit margins. That's a fair price to the customer. And the customer gets a good service. That's a fair price. Anything above that, sure, it's exorbitant. Anything under that, you're the one getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a middle ground there where it's a fair.
Sure, 100%. Okay.
But that fair price has to be backed up by data, not just how you feel.
Yeah.
About the price.
Yeah, and
if you're more expensive than other people, it doesn't mean that you're unfair.
Right. 100%.
Okay.
Yes, I 100% agree.
Glad we could clear that up.
I know. Sorry. I knew you were expecting some pushback on that one, but.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, just brand awareness. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Just brand awareness. And with between the brand awareness and doing a good job and selling memberships, we will do just fine. Guaranteed. And some community involvement. Okay. Now, here's how I'm going to decide how much to spend. How much I spend is going to dictate my audience size, right?
Right, sure.
The size of the people that I advertise to and the amount of spending I do is going to be directly related to each other.
Is that the same with all marketing channels?
No.
Okay. So we're just talking
only when you're doing like brand awareness.
Yeah.
Right.
And the goal, what are the specific goals you're looking for, maybe KPIs with brand awareness?
They need to see you often enough for it to actually sink in.
Okay.
Like imagine you saw the Morgan & Morgan Size Matters billboard one time and then you never saw them again. And then 6 months later, you need a lawyer. Are you going to think of Morgan & Morgan?
Probably not.
No. You're going to think of the other lawyer billboard you've driven by a gazillion times.
Yeah.
Here in Pensacola, it's I Hate Joe Zazor. Yep. Another great billboard.
Yep, great. Crushes it.
Yeah.
It's funny because in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to call that guy.
I hate Joe. Why do you hate Joe?
And then you're like, oh, lawyer.
He's a lawyer. He's a good lawyer. The opposite team hates him.
It's a good at marketing because it makes you think about it, but then you get to the answer very quickly and everybody gets the same answer.
Yeah.
And then they're like, ha, clever.
Yeah.
And then they keep driving and they thought about that guy for like 30, 45 seconds.
Yep. And you never forget it.
That's a lot of attention. 30 to 45 seconds of thought attention.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I bet that guy's doing awesome.
Yeah, I bet you he's crushing it.
I bet you he's killing it.
Yeah.
And with brand awareness.
Yeah.
That's it. Probably just billboards. That's all.
And he only however many he has in Pensacola, which
he's got a lot.
But even on like the scale, even if he has 10 billboards in Pensacola.
He's got more than that. He's got like
I guess I only drive on like 2 roads. Yeah. So I only see the ones that I see.
He's got a lot. Like if you drive out of town and then back in town, you'll see his billboards. He's got 3 right downtown.
Yeah, true.
He's got a lot. And they're good. They're good billboards. Yep. Very good job. So my spend and my audience size are going to correlate to each other. Okay. Only on like digital advertising where I actually know my audience size, right?
Right.
And I can vary my spend. How I'm going to figure if I'm spending too much or not is very simple.
When you run out of money.
And people overthink this. Yeah. Let's backtrack because I actually am going to do some pay-per-click, but it's only going to be for my own name.
Yeah, just for your company's name.
That's the only word.
That's it. You're not going for like plumbing and drain and all this other. How come?
Because I want to prove to the world you can do it without it.
I see.
I want to show that you can grow a company without pay-per-click, that brand awareness is something that's worth doing.
Yeah.
And that if you do it, yes, you're going to start off a little bit slower, but you're going to reach this point where it's exponential. And while the people who are still trying to pay for pay-per-click are down here who didn't invest at all in their brand, my company is going to be way up here because we invested so heavily in our brand.
Man, I can't wait for it to work because the world of plumbing needs that.
They do. They need it bad.
Because Uncle Google, the Google Mafia is rough.
Yeah, let's kick Google out of it.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
No. You just need visibility and attention.
Yeah.
And Google is not the method to gain visibility and attention.
It's a method. Like it does gain you visibility and attention. And I'm going to have a Google My Business profile.
Of course.
I'm going to be findable on Google. I'm just only going to pay for one keyword on pay-per-click. That's it. Okay. So simple method is to keep your marketing under a certain percentage of your overall revenue. Okay.
Projected revenue?
If you want to do X amount of revenue this year, you should spend a certain percentage on marketing.
Got it.
Okay. What that percentage is varies depending on who you talk to. Most marketing companies tell you 10% minimum. 15% is aggressive. They're slightly correct, slightly wrong. In the beginning, when nobody knows who you are and you have 0 return customers because you've never had a customer, you're going to have to spend a little bit more on marketing to get the ball rolling, right? So I think you can spend 10 to 15% at that point in time,
right?
And that's okay. Now, if you're at 3 million and you're running a good company and you're priced right and you're selling memberships and you're running good service calls, then 6% of your total revenue going to marketing should be plenty.
How did you get the 6%?
It's just I just know. 6% is enough money. You should be able to bring in enough calls to make $3 million off of 6% of $3 million.
Sure.
What is that?
Jared,
it's like 150,000, isn't it?
I don't know.
On marketing spend, not including your like marketing company.
Yeah, this is straight ad spend.
Yeah, just spent on pure ads. Okay, that's it. You should be able to do that. Right now, my company does 5 million. We spend like 5%.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the bigger you get, the less the percentage you can get.
Gotcha.
Because the dollar amounts get huge, right? Real big. Okay, if you wanted to grow fast, right, then more marketing budget is going to let more people know who you are.
Sure.
With a bigger audience, and you're going to grow faster. Okay, there's pros and cons to growing fast, and there's pros and cons to growing slow and organically.
Sure.
I shouldn't say organically, but slow and steady.
Yeah,
would be a better word. Okay. So if you think about it that way, so if you're a new company, let's say you did 500,000 last year, or you did 200,000 last year, and you want to do $1 million this year, if you were to take that 10% rule, then you have 100,000 that you should be spending on marketing, or what is that? $8,000 a month you should be spending on marketing. And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to spend 10% on marketing. Okay. What you want to do is, as you spend that money, right, and your brand awareness starts to build, the math you need to run is, this month, how much did I spend on marketing and how many jobs did I book? Divide the two and come up with the cost per booked job.
And that's like all marketing, all jobs.
All marketing, all jobs.
Yeah. So even if you know that you got 5 referrals, you'd still factor that into this equation?
Correct.
Okay.
All jobs. Doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Doesn't matter if they came from pay-per-click, where they came from. If you're paying for leads, right, they're likely going to be more expensive. But if you have return customers, they don't cost you anything. And the two can offset each other. And that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're under 10%.
Yeah.
So the way I do it is I say, okay, we spent this much this month. We booked this many jobs. And my average ticket, that's my cost per book job. My average ticket is this. Is my cost per book job 10% or less than my average ticket? If it is, I'm good. I don't dig any deeper.
Sure.
That's all I care about. So for us, our average ticket is like, right now it's like $23.80 or something like that. Here's what's crazy. You want to know something crazy?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be $29.50. And most people would say your average ticket going down is a bad thing.
Sure.
But my average ticket going down has been one of the best things that has ever happened. And I actually make more money.
Well, how does that work?
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
So because of margin pricing, we were able to lower our rates on lower end products.
Sure.
And convert more of those. So conversion rates have gone up.
Sure.
Average ticket went down, but because conversion rates go up, we're selling more of our time and we're way more profitable.
Sure.
Which is wild. Huh. If you want to know more about that, check out the last episode we put out talking about all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you measure your marketing, very important, measure it globally.
Not just like, because I had this conversation, I think it was yesterday with a guy, and he was frustrated with his marketing agency because he was getting a 1-to-1 return. He was spending $50,000 per month, and he was getting $50,000 worth of work, is how he put it. And so he's like, I'm getting 1-to-1.
So what?
And I think his frustration was the marketing agency's expectation was higher than that.
Okay.
And there are some other things, like the communication with the agency wasn't really good. Now, I kind of think that there could be more to it because, again, we're humans. And if I assume, like I look at an unfavorable outcome, I can find a lot of reasons why I want to get rid of this company. Well, their communication is garbage too. And I can start to make things up in my head, even though the 1-to-1 is okay.
Yeah, possibly.
So there can be some extra stuff in there. Not to say it's completely invalid what he's talking about, but when we get a little emotional in our decision making, we start to lose.
Okay, so let's take that guy, for instance, as an example.
Real quick, he also had another agency who was getting him way better return on different style of ads. And so he was like, if this guy can do it and this agency can't, I don't understand.
Why did he just move some of his ad spend over to the other? Okay, let's take this guy for example, because he's a good example. Spending a lot of money on marketing, feels like he's not getting return out of it. You have a whole bunch of options of things you can do.
Yeah, because this would be a good litmus for like, is he spending too much?
Who knows? I don't know how much revenue he's doing, but these are his options.
Yeah.
Okay. He's basically got 4 options. If he's thinking he's spending too much, he has 4 options.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 1, just like you said, he can do more efficient marketing. So if he's got a marketing agency over here that gets him a 1-to-1 return, and he's got this thing over here that he spends and gets a 2x return, a 1-to-2.
Yep.
Then take some of your money out of the one that's getting a 1-to-1 and put some more of it in the 1-to-2, right?
Yeah, and see if it continues to keep that same ratio.
Yeah. You have to ask yourself the question, you have to understand what you're doing, first of all, what the different marketing avenues you're doing, and say, can I spend more here to get more of the same return?
Right.
And if you can, then do it.
Yeah, it would make sense. Yeah.
Then pull budget from one place and put it over here. Same amount of money, just hoping to get better returns.
Yeah.
And try it.
Yeah, why not?
Don't just sit there and go, they're getting 1-to-1, I'm spending 50 grand. They're getting 1-to-2, I'm spending 10. What do I do?
We'll fire that guy.
No.
And get another one.
Just move some money over, right?
Yeah.
Just make the change. People are scared to do that.
They are. Yes, they are scared.
Yeah, can't be scared to try stuff. Just try it. Really, what you should do is say, "This is getting I'm getting a 2x return on this." Rather than pulling budget, I'm just going to spend more over here.
Yeah, because if you're getting 2x, then you're printing money over there, right?
You're printing money, kind of. As long as your processes, once you get a phone call, are good.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's
we're assuming that the return is like that the other things are in line.
Correct.
Yeah.
In this scenario.
Okay.
So you can do more efficient marketing, right? That's probably the hardest one.
To just be more efficient in your marketing.
Yeah.
Like increase return on your spend.
Yeah, especially at scale.
Yeah.
Increasing return has nothing to do with, very little to do with the marketing and more to do with business processes.
Dude, I'm 100% with you.
I'm spending this much money and I'm getting this many people reaching out to my business.
Right.
The return would be I'm spending 50 grand and 100 people reach out to my business. And then you run the math of, okay, out of those 100 people that call us, we book a certain amount of them.
Right.
Out of the ones we book, we convert a certain percentage of them. Out of the ones that we convert, our average ticket is this. So what is that costing us, this marketing over here? What is it costing us per sold job?
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, okay, well, is it within my percentage of my average ticket?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you would measure that. On the other guy who's getting you 2 to 2, I don't remember where I was going with this.
We're talking about like the hardest ways to...
I've been having brain farts all day, dude.
I don't know what's up with that. What did you change in your life?
I've been drinking a lot more milk. Maybe that has something to do with it.
That's going to be... Hey, Morgan, clip that. Been drinking a lot more milk.
I've been drinking a lot more raw milk.
Yeah, that's leading to brain farts. Ooh, geez.
Okay, you're gonna measure it that way, and the reason I was saying this is like the 2 to 2 marketing. The reason it would be more efficient is it's getting you more phone calls.
Yes.
The process on after that is identical.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same freaking thing.
Yeah.
So you want to increase both of them. Just get better at the back end.
Yeah, like look at your back end processes.
Okay, this gets us into our next few steps here, okay? So you can go try and find efficient marketing.
Yeah, where you get a lot of phone calls.
If you're already doing like all of the marketing avenues, it's pretty tough to go find a more efficient thing because you're probably doing a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, sure.
So like with Prospector, I do everything. We're doing brand awareness, we're doing social media, we're doing pay-per-click ads, we're doing Google retargeting, we're doing direct mail, like we're doing it all. And for me to go say, okay, I need to go find a more efficient one, my budgets are pretty much maxed on everything.
Sure.
Right? Except for brand awareness.
Yeah, because brand awareness seems like an infinity thing.
Correct. And there's 2 facets to brand awareness. There's you're aware of me, like you know who the company is. Then there's you know about the company. And then there's showing you how the company is improving, community involvement, how they're improving the town that you live in.
Sure.
How we care.
The impact
that we're having on your town. Like those are all levels that you can build out within your brand awareness. So we've been working on, sponsoring tons of local sports teams and all sorts of stuff. And part of the deal is you got to come in and get a picture with a giant check. And then we put it on social media. And then we advertise that picture of us sponsoring a sports team on social media and send it out to the whole community. And we've been doing that consistently for like 6 months now. And it has had a huge impact. And I can't measure it.
Sure.
But nothing else has changed.
Right.
And our call volume is through the roof. We're busier than ever. So I have to think that people are starting to realize, oh, these guys are like doing a lot of good in the community. They're sponsoring a lot of children's hockey and children's soccer and all this good stuff that I care about in the community. And it's catching on. It's common sense.
It is.
Okay. Okay. More efficient marketing, but that's the hardest one to do in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Okay. This is probably the easiest thing you can do. You can raise your prices.
Yep.
And we talk about that a lot on this channel. But the reason that most people can't afford marketing is literally because they don't charge the person who called them enough to pay for the marketing. at all.
This is what I hear. I hear, yeah, but Jared, I can't get the people to even pay what I'm asking for them, and I'm cheap.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to charge more?
You can. You just haven't tried yet. It's confidence. Like that person who tells you that doesn't believe that they're worth what they're already charging.
Yeah.
And there's no way they're going to believe that they're worth what they need to charge.
Yeah.
And they're going to go in and they're going to be like, ma'am, I really hate to do this to you, but it's going to be $480. And they're going to be like, maybe we can get it done cheaper another way. Is there anybody else you can call? Right. If somebody comes in as like, and is the professional and gives you options and is super confident, like, we're going to get this taken care of for you, and it's only going to cost you this much. What do you think?
Right.
You're going to get people to buy. So in my opinion, it's a confidence thing.
I agree.
Go into the home, be a professional, look professional, act professional, be confident in your services, be confident in your abilities, and you're going to sell, ask for the sale, and you're going to make an amazing amount of money. You'll be surprised at how much you can charge. It's ridiculous.
Yes, true.
Okay. So, guess what my average phone call is? Got any idea?
What, like how much it costs?
With Prospector.
Like how much
my average cost per booked job?
Your average cost per booked job? Dude, I have no idea. I don't...
Guess.
$100.
Dude, you're close. 105.
Is that good? Like I don't know what most people get or anything.
It doesn't matter.
That's true.
I mean, it kind of matters, right?
I guess it matters to you in your business.
It's within my budget. So the amount of money I'm spending is producing enough calls.
Cost per book job's $105.
$105. So somebody who's 100, and that's for everything across the board.
Yeah.
Some of my calls are way more.
Right.
Some of my calls are free. Everything mixed together across the board. Every time I book a job and I go out to it, it's $105 in marketing expense. Okay. Imagine this. There's people out there charging $120 an hour, even $150.
Right.
If you're paying a guy $50 an hour, he's costing you $80.
Right.
That's $185 between just the marketing and the guy's wages for the hour. You literally can't charge anywhere between $100 and $200.
Right.
You just can't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You have to be more expensive. Hands down. Okay. So you can raise your prices. That's your second option.
Yeah, because then that would get you a better return on whatever ad spend you're putting in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a very legitimate option.
Yeah. So
for a lot of people, like a lot of people listening to this podcast, BTW, if you haven't gotten the playbook.
That means, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't gotten the playbook, the Plumbing Business Playbook, there's tons of information here, 89 pages. And if you got this copy, you'd get my notes too, but
you're ever going to throw margin pricing up in there?
Probably not. It's too confusing. But you can in this playbook, there's a free hourly rate calculator that you can use. You throw in your expenses and it tells you exactly what you need to charge for your business. And it's free, dadgummit. So if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description. If you're listening, our loyal, awesome listeners, there's, where do you go? www.wealthyplumber.com/playbook. That's proof. If I can grow a plumbing business, anybody can do it. I can't even remember the address to send you to get my own dang playbook.
Well, it's all the raw milk, Jared. We've already established
it's get to my memory.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you think like you can't afford marketing and you've never ran the math of how much you're charging, just go get the playbook, go through the hourly rate calculator. There's a whole video in there on how to use the calculator. It's 45 minutes long. And I know that's a long time, but you got to take the investment. You got to make the investment into yourself, into your own knowledge, if you ever want to get ahead in life.
Yeah, all the stuff that we talk about on this podcast, I'm very much in the belief of that it's a non-negotiable for your business.
Yeah, you have to learn the crap.
Like if you guys don't do the things that we're talking about, it's not gonna work.
No. Two things. Ready? if you're unwilling to invest in yourself and learn how to run a good, real plumbing business, then quit.
Yeah, save yourself some time
Quit.
and effort.
Quit and go
make good money
work
somewhere.
Quit and come to work for my plumbing business. And you'll make and work hard and you'll make a really good living with good benefits. Go do that. Or find somebody who has a plumbing business like mine and go work for them and make good money and have good benefits.
Yeah. Go take vacations and,
yes,
get bonuses for like selling a whole bunch, be the salesman of the year, whatever you got.
Yeah. On the flip side, if you actually want to grow a solid business and be successful in life and get the freedom you want from your business, don't screw it up by not investing in your own knowledge. You have to go learn the crap, and it's never been easier than today. Yeah. You can watch all of our podcast episodes. You can get all of our free resources. You can join our coaching program. It's literally at your fingertips. And the knowledge, here's the crazy part. I don't even know what our coaching program costs, but
I don't tell you those things.
Okay, good.
It's for your own protection.
But people think it's too expensive, I'm sure. Because it doesn't matter what it costs, they're going to think it's too expensive.
Sure, of course.
And what's crazy to me is even if the thing was $100K, which I know it's not that, if it was $100,000, the information in there has made me personally, and it's made me millions of dollars personally.
But not only that, it's given you a completely different life.
It's changed my life. It's changed your life.
Yep.
It's changed my kids' lives.
100%.
It's changed so many people around me's lives. It's wild.
What's kind of funny about it is not only that, but it's our friends have moved down here because of this. Like a lot of our friends.
Yeah.
All because you invested in knowledge for your business, and then that knowledge changed your behavior, and then you put it into action.
The way I thought, which I allowed to change my behaviors, and then I put it into action, and I kept at it long enough to where I was successful. And since then, it has changed lots and lots of lives. It's made me a lot more money, and it's made people around me a lot more money, and it has made everybody that works for me a ton more money. That's freaking awesome. If you want that, go read this freaking playbook. Sign up for a call to get sold on coaching and just buy the crap. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but just that idea, like, I don't even care if it's my program. Go find somebody with the information.
Yeah, please, for the love.
Get the information and go be successful.
Yeah.
Please.
Because the reality is you guys listening to this, you have the plumbing knowledge, you might even have a plumbing business, and for you to just like piss that opportunity away because you're unwilling to invest a certain amount of money in learning things and the time and the effort to do hard stuff is like, come on, like think about your kids. Like they could have.
It's laziness.
I think it just comes into fear, and there's a whole bunch of layers in there that go from fear to I've gotten burned before and it didn't work for me. I would say mostly limiting beliefs. Yeah, where it's just like, hey man, like just do something hard, make a commitment, put a little risk into it.
Yeah.
And like make it work. Like be optimistic that whatever program you choose to go into to educate yourself, you will make it work.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you? And then also see yourself as like, because when I say that, people are like, well, I've failed at things before. And it's like, okay, I don't really care about that. Because now do this thing and don't fail.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like, this is within your power.
I think Dave Ramsey said it the best. He said, my success stands on top of a mountain of failures. Right? So he has one success, maybe two, but he has millions of failures.
Yeah.
That's what makes you successful is the failures. You can't have success without the failures. You know how many things I failed at? An ass ton. An ass ton. I suck at a lot of stuff, and I have done a lot of things wrong, and I had learned the lesson, and it's only a few things that I've applied right.
True.
If I look back, the thing that makes my plumbing business work is a handful of things.
Yeah.
But it took me a lot of failures to learn those handful of things. Failure is part of the process. It's part of the deal. Failure is not the end all. It's Failure is an opportunity to learn something you didn't know beforehand.
Yeah, and also it's like our culture really likes to see people's success.
Yeah.
And likes to see them as successful.
Yeah.
And then we also really like to criticize people when they fail.
And so a lot of people are really scared to fail because of what other people are going to think.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the exact quote, but Alex Hormozy put out a quote a couple weeks ago that basically said, like, they're going to think you're an idiot until you succeed.
Dude, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, haha, you failed, you suck. Yeah. Haha, you failed, you suck. What is he doing over there? Like, what an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be a millionaire, and they're going to be like, crap, how did he do that?
He's really smart, I guess.
All of a sudden, he like...
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah. Jared's making tons of money, and like he owns a multi-million-dollar company. And like,
then he lives in Florida.
Like
talks on the internet. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so don't let the fear of what somebody else thinks about you when you fail get you down. Instead, use it to your advantage and say, this is what I do. As I say, you know what? Screw that guy. I'm going to prove him wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm an idiot? Watch me.
Mm-hmm.
Here in a couple of years, you're going to be like, damn, he's freaking smart.
He did it again.
Yeah. People think I'm smart now. That's what's funny.
It is funny.
And I'm not smart. I'm just normal smart. I'm not, there's no,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
There's no special gifting here.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
I have no like crazy special thing that has made me look smart to the world.
Yeah.
It was literally just taking the time to go learn the crap and applying it and sticking with it until it worked and learning along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Just a normal dude doing normal crap.
Yeah.
Normal intelligence level.
Mm-hmm.
Totally normal. That's all. Doable for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in the world.
I mean, realistically, like
unless you're actually like stupid. But even then, you could probably still do it.
Yeah, you probably
still do it.
Like, there's probably advantages.
Yeah, you might even have a benefit.
Yeah. But I mean, dang, I think I forgot what I was going to say.
Good.
Oh, well. Must have not been that cool.
You talk too much anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep a lid on it. It's on my fridge. Talk less. Talk less, listen less.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
That's why you got those headphones.
That's why I got the headphones. Okay, back to what we were talking about. You can raise your prices. Legitimate.
Yeah.
Go do it. If you haven't done that yet,
and
you are the stupid one.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to raise your prices if you're doing everything properly because you're going to see that like, oh, well, ad spend's going up. I guess I should probably raise my prices to accommodate it or else I'm going to lose it in my margin.
Yeah, you're actually going to go like, how much does it actually cost me to run this business?
Yeah.
How much time do I actually get to sell throughout the day?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually got to cover more of my expenses in the time I do sell than I thought. Yeah. Oh, this actually makes me have to charge more.
Yeah.
Okay, it's math.
Yeah. Cool. Doop, doop. And then you do your thing.
Yeah. Do your thing and sell your stuff and be confident in it. Easy peasy. Okay. Number 3, you can retain your customers longer. Why does retaining our customers longer help with our marketing spend?
Because the longer that you hold a customer, the likelihood of them using your service another time or another couple times increases.
Correct.
And you only paid to acquire them once, but then they called you twice for free, 3 times for free. And if you maintain an average ticket throughout the whole time, then now you just bought that customer for $104, and then they turned out that they made you like $8K over 3 years.
Dude, you're freaking smart.
Whew. Not special though.
Okay, how? So we basically sell them more times over a longer period of time, which raises our lifetime value of the every single customer, right? How do we do that?
By doing a good job?
No.
Damn it. By giving them a cool membership opportunity?
Bam. You sell them a membership. A $99 a year, 10% off, priority scheduling, no dispatch fee membership.
Like you just do that one right there?
That's it. That's all you need to do. And you will sell it like hotcakes.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are just looking for somebody to call next time they have a problem. Like if you give them that option,
Yeah.
and it's very like $99 a year is like
It's
cheaper
nothing.
than every subscription I pay for right now.
Nothing. It's nothing.
Like
Nothing at all.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, now you get 10% off. It's going to save you enough money on this call to pay for the membership.
Yeah.
So
And let's just tack it in.
yeah.
And then do they pay that $99 at the time of service?
Yep.
So then they already paid it right there.
Yep. And then a year later, you bill them $99 again.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you didn't have to market to them.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can take that $99 and spend it on marketing to another customer.
Right.
Okay. Here's what happens. Ready? If you think about it, if you limit your business growth to how many members you have. Okay. By the way, we just switched to this membership 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago. And we've already sold 54 memberships.
Wow.
In like a week and a half.
Wow. What was your normal like membership sell rate before?
Way less.
Yeah, it was way more expensive too.
It was way more expensive. Yep.
Yeah.
This is a way better deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
For everybody. Go listen to our membership episode. I don't know where it's at, however many ones ago, but we break them down.
Correct. If you limit your business growth by how many memberships you sell, okay? Let's say I start my business, I hire one technician, and I say I'm not hiring another technician until he sold 250 memberships. And then I hire technician number 2, and I say I'm not hiring another technician until I have 500. And then 750, and then 1,000, and then on and on and on and on. If you do that, what happens is every technician every year is going to sell more memberships.
Sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that money and you go put it into your marketing budget, that's going to allow you to get more new customers, which is going to allow you to do what?
Hire more technicians?
When they're going to do what?
Sell more memberships?
Sell more memberships. Okay. So the first year I'm spending on marketing, I have one guy, he sells 250 memberships. Let's just do it. Adding each guy can sell 250 a year. And for each 250 that we sell, we can add another guy. Okay.
250 is not, that's like that's a good chunk of revenue, especially if it's just like, profit actually.
On the first guy, it's 50K. There's 50K of your ad spend already set just with that first guy. It's actually like 49,000.
Sure.
950 or something like that. I don't know.
Cents.
Something. Math. It's hard.
Dude, it is hard.
Okay. So first guy, first year, 250 memberships. Okay. Now you can hire another guy. So year 2, you already have 250 members, and those 2 guys are going to go out and sell another 500. Now you have 750 memberships. Guess what? I can hire another guy. Actually, no. They're going to go sell another 500. You're at 750. So you hire another guy. Year 3, you have 3 guys out. They're going to sell another 750. Guess what? You just doubled the size of your business on year 3 just by selling memberships. And they paid for all of the other members. Okay. What's my cost per book call?
100 and what'd you say, $9?
105. So I'm paying for all but $6 to get another booked call when I sell a membership. Okay. Now we have, what is that? 1,500 memberships. And I can hire another 3 guys. And guess what those guys are going to go do?
Sell 250 members. Well, sell 750.
No, they're going to go sell another 1,500 memberships.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So you can see how this starts to snowball really fast. The growth is exponential. It starts out a little bit slow, but then it just skyrockets.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can grow a business with a solid membership base. And what that does for you is that keeps work coming all year round. That membership base, you can lean on them when you're slow. They literally will just call you when it's slow because they already know they have a plumber. They don't put it off. They're good customers.
Especially if they actually really enjoy, and I know this happens with your company, is where they've enjoyed the experience with so-and-so technician, that they'll call and be like, hey, can you come back and like take a look at that thing you were talking about?
Yes.
Like I've been thinking about that and I really like talking to technician X. And you're like, yeah, he'll be right out, man. We'll get him out there.
Yeah.
And then so there's like a legitimate relationship that starts to form in those instances.
There is. when you have a membership base and you have recurring services that need to happen, right? Like every home has a service that needs to be done at least once a year. So water heater flushes for plumbers, maybe even drain clean inspections or camera inspections, like mainline inspections or even mainline cleanings. For HVAC guys, it's service like twice a year. You could do service, startup and shut down or whatever. I don't know what you call it. I don't know nothing about HVAC. But I'm going to run an HVAC company. I guarantee it. We're going to be super profitable. Yeah. Okay. Now you can book those services during what is normally your slow time for your members and get them and stay busy during slow times. And when you do those services, you're going to generate more work. Okay. So you're going to go in during a water heater flush during the slow times. Not only are they going to pay you for the water heater flush, you're going to be in front of their water heater and you're going to do a water heater safety inspection. And you're going to catch some other things that need repaired. And you're going to get paid for those as well. Also, think about this. If I had 1,500 members, okay, and I have that's 1,500 people that are bought into my company that are going to call me if they have a problem. I want to say it's like 80% of households have water heaters that are going to be outside of their lifespan. Well, just say this. Lifespan on a water heater is like 8 to 10 years, average lifespan. So those 1,500 members, in the next 8 to 10 years, there's 1,500 water heaters that are going to call my business that I didn't have to market to.
Right.
That I'm going to go replace. It's a huge moneymaker.
Yeah.
Enormous.
Yeah.
It's a huge way to grow your business and a huge way to drive money straight to the bottom line net profit. Okay. What does that do for your marketing spend? All of a sudden, I don't have to spend as much on marketing because I'm retaining a ton of my customers.
Yeah.
Every time they use my services.
Yeah, it kind of comes down to it's like maybe your business doesn't have a marketing problem. Maybe it's got some other problems that you need to really think about.
This is kind of what I'm getting at here. The deal is marketing costs money. And you have to run your business in a way where you can afford it.
Sure. Yeah. You have to have it.
The cost is not going to go down.
Right.
It's only going to go up.
Right.
It's not getting any cheaper, just like everything else.
And there's nothing like, there's no agency that's going to show up and be like, hey man, we cracked the code.
No.
And even if there was, it'd be like, okay, you cracked the code for like 2 months until everybody else gets your cracked code. And then we're back where we're at.
Yeah. It's just like if Coca-Cola, right? They market to an audience. If the cost to market to an audience goes up, what do?
They're just going to make Coke a little bit more expensive.
Or they're going to figure out how to make it cheaper.
Make Coke cheaper?
Yeah. They're going to learn how to be more efficient.
Yeah, sure. I understand.
They're going to learn how to reduce the cost of getting a can of Coke into the consumer's hands so they can afford marketing, or they're going to raise the cost of Coke.
But what they won't do is lower ad spend.
They're not going to lower ad spend. And so what all these companies, home service companies are out there doing is trying to lower ad spend, when in reality, they need to either raise prices, which most of them do, or they need to learn how to be more efficient. And get their costs under control and learn how to drive net profit and still take care of their customers. Most, I can tell you right now, 99% of them need to learn how to do both of those.
Yeah.
That's what'll make them successful. Not trying to lower the cost of marketing.
Yeah.
The cost is what the cost is.
Yeah. And also, your marketing agency that you have isn't perfect, but the chance that the other one is going to like treat you with white gloves for the entire time and be like the best communicators in the world is...
I'm torn on this because I've seen people hire really crappy marketing agencies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lack of knowledge on the plumber's end.
Sure.
Like hiring and like we could go way into detail on this, but here's an example, right?
Mm.
It's partly the plumber's fault and it's partly the marketing agency's fault.
Sure.
I'm a plumber. I have a business and I have a really crappy brand. Okay. Think of a really dumb name.
Jared Williams, Best Plumbing Company.
JZW Plumbing. Actually, we'll use my initials. JLW Plumbing.
I was like, is your middle name Zebedee?
Yeah.
Jared Zebedee Williams.
It was just random number I pulled out. Or not number, letter.
Dude, that raw
alphabet
milk is getting you.
It is.
A what? Alpha what?
Alpha who?
Oh, man.
So JZW Plumbing, and it's just regular old letters, okay? And so then I go get a company to make me a web page. I go on Upwork and I get a web page made for, I don't know, $1,000.
Or your cousin makes it.
Yeah. And it's like, really crappy looking because you can't do much with a crappy brand. Okay.
Right.
And I didn't put a map on there. And
your colors are black and white also.
Colors are,
we'll just go
blue and white.
Okay.
They're blue and white.
How about yellow and white? It's kind of harder to see. It's even worse.
They're blue and white.
Okay.
And there's no, like, the text on my page is weird and it's all generic photos.
Photos sit behind the text so you can't even read the text.
And there's only one call to action on my website.
It's not in a box either. It's just call now, letters.
Yeah. And I go hire a marketing company to handle my pay-per-click ads. And they're like, cool, we send people to your website. And you're like, okay. Well, then you're paying them to run pay-per-click ads, and they're going to run these pay-per-click ads, and people are going to click on them, and they're going to go to this really crappy website that doesn't convert and was never meant to convert. And the brand is so bad that it would likely never convert. Like, not only is the web page bad, but the brand is just terrible, right? And you're going to spend money with that marketing company, and they're doing their stuff, right?
Sure, yeah.
They're doing what they would do for somebody who has a really good brand and a really nice web page. And yet they can't get it to convert. And you're pissed. It's not really the marketing's fault, company's fault. It kind of is. The marketing company should tell you, hey, your brand sucks.
Yeah,
and your website sucks. This is never going to convert.
If we work together, this is what's going to happen.
We need to rebrand you. So now let's rebrand you, or go hire somebody to rebrand, and then come back and we'll make you some landing pages that are meant to convert. That way our pay-per-click will convert. That's what should happen. So it's both people's faults, right? Yep. And it's a lack of understanding on the plumber's part that sending people to a dumb web page that doesn't convert because the brand sucks and the web page sucks doesn't work. Because they didn't take the time to go learn it. Back to what we were saying earlier, right? And that stuff takes time to learn. So, and honestly, like in that case, that stuff for a plumber to learn is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's not in their wheelhouse. They don't typically understand it. It's not something they've thought about before. They don't know how marketing works.
Also, the business mind of the plumber at that point isn't very mature yet, so it's very focused on like, well, I'm busy all day, all the time.
Yeah.
If they're fortunate enough to be really busy, and they're like, I don't got time to think about stupid stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, just make it work.
Yeah.
But I'm undercharging, so I can't afford to like really make it work. Really pay you to make it work.
Correct. It's poopy. Okay. So marketing agency, if you feel like your marketing agency sucks, I don't know what to tell you. You could be working with a really crappy agency, or you could be working with a really good agency, and you're just not giving them enough money.
Yeah.
For ad spend, or I guess they're not so good if they're not telling you your brand sucks.
Yeah, they're just not. They're valuing your monthly retainer over the success of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was talking to a guy today. Super cool guy. And he was talking to me about some marketing woes he had. And I was like, yeah, wouldn't it be really nice if when an agency sat down on the sales call, like, hey man, listen, so like business is pretty hard. Marketing can be hard. Realistically, you being successful is going to depend upon you doing a really good job. This is what we do. With businesses who are really well set up, this is the results we typically get. But it's a variable marketplace. Sometimes stuff gets really expensive. That's on you. I promise if you give us money, we will run these campaigns that will do something, and then you have to optimize.
Yep.
So if you want to work with us, this is how it's going to go.
That's why I would never own a marketing company.
Yeah, because
that right there, because you are not in control of how well that person handles the call after you send it to them.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why marketing companies, like some marketing companies, will go listen to all of your calls.
Yeah.
And classify them.
Yep.
This was bookable. Yeah. This was not. This was bookable.
And because they have to, because the customer, the plumbing business owner, is going to come back and be like, hey, you're not doing a good job.
Yeah.
The marketing agency has to be like, hold on.
You didn't give me enough calls. And they'll be like, hold on. We got you 300 bookable calls and you only booked 50 of them.
Yeah. Sounds like it's you.
It's not our fault. You need to go train your CSR better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like the most wise choice with most things is to like fix yourself before you start like going outside. Like if I have a problem in my marriage, I'm going to look at it that, okay, well, what am I doing wrong here? Like there's something that,
it's always your wife's fault.
Sorry, never mind. That's the one exception is your marriage. It's always your wife's fault.
2 rules when you're married. It's always your wife's fault.
Okay.
And you never ask for permission.
Okay.
You always ask for forgiveness.
Oh, I was not even going to ask for forgiveness.
Well,
we can scratch that one off the list.
That's fine too.
Dang. Okay, well, I stand corrected then. Okay. But in everything else, look to yourself and figure out like what are you doing wrong to make it 100, like as close as you can get as full confidence that you're doing the thing right.
Yeah.
Before you start like, okay, I think this was actually your fault.
Yeah.
Marketing agency, wife, whatever.
Yep. And if you feel like it's your marketing agency's fault, go to them and ask them to help you understand what is going on.
Yeah, and like not to be like super combative with them, but just to be like, hey guys, help me figure out so I can build a better business.
Dude, you wanna know a secret of mine that I just learned? Questions are so powerful because they come from a point of curiosity and desire to understand. And you can ask a question instead of make a statement. And it will put the other person in the driver's seat of they can either answer the question or they can not answer the question.
Right.
Right. So if you go to your marketing company, you go, hey, this doesn't seem to be working. Can you show me what you guys are doing? How many calls did you send my way? Can you tell me how much those calls cost? How much out of those calls, how many were bookable? Do you guys listen to my calls? Okay, can you walk me through the process of what you do? Can you tell me why this should work? And just ask questions. And you'll get a really good understanding of, does this person know what they're doing or do they not?
Yeah.
Really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast. Okay. Number 4. Ready? Do a better job taking care of your customer. You kind of already said this one. I didn't let it go though.
That's good.
So you were kind of right. I'll give it to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just do a better freaking job taking care of your customer. Like we talked about in the beginning, return customers and word of mouth marketing is a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you just do a good job and you take care of them, not only is that customer going to come back for more, especially if you sell them a membership, but so is their neighbor or their friend. You're going to get referrals, right? They're going to talk with their friends. I called this plumbing company and they came out like within an hour. My time's valuable. It was awesome.
Or if you think about it, like if you go into a home and you do a good job and you sell some new fixtures or something, and then their friends come over like, oh, is that like if I came over to your house and I was like, dang, Jared, what's up with this crazy sink you got? You'd be like, oh. And you'd tell me the story and what was involved in it. And I'd go, oh, interesting. And knowing you, you'd be like, you should call him. It was really cool. And I'd be like, okay. Knowing me, okay.
So, yeah, that's it. Little end nugget here. Set up your business to serve people who value their time.
Sure.
Don't set up your business to serve people who value their money over their time. We have a friend. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Well, it's probably in a couple of minutes.
Alex.
Oh, yeah. Now I know.
What do you think Alex values more than anything else? More than his time?
Probably his money.
Yeah. He will spend time to save money.
Yeah.
The people you want to serve are the ones who spend money to save time.
Yeah.
So if you build a business that saves people time, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's how it works. If you build a business that saves people money, you're going to spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to make very much money.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks, Jared.
Okay. See you, Holmes.
See ya.